Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson again, and we're going to review how to add and subtract fractions. We touched upon this yesterday, and this should have been mastered in 5th grade, but we always like to review and make sure we build on our fraction skills. So, when you add and subtract fractions, you have to find a common denominator. It's best if you can find your least common denominator, but any common denominator will do. If you don't find your least common denominator, at the end you will have to simplify your fraction. So let's look at example A. 1/6 plus 1/2. Our denominator is a 6. Our denominators are 6 and 2. What will 6 and 2 both divide? Well, it can never be smaller than your largest denominator. The largest digit here is 6. Will 2 divide 6? Yes. So our common denominator is a 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. Now you add. 1/6 plus 3/6 is 4/6. And remember, you add your numerators, the denominator stays the same. And then you simplify it. What will divide a 4 and a 6? 2 will. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, I am going to do problem number 1 with you. You will be doing number 2. All right, by yourself. My common denominator between a 2 and a 10. Well, 10 is the largest digit. Will 2 divide 10? Yes. So my common denominator will be a 10. That's already a 10. So it stays the same, 1/10. 2 times 5 is 10, so 1 times 5 is 5. Sometimes I'll use parentheses to indicate multiplication, or a dot, or an X. Just want to let you know. Now, you add your numerators. 1/10 plus 5/10 equals 6/10. Look at your numbers. Is there anything that will divide a 6 and a 10? Yes, a 2. 2 divides all the even numbers. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 3/5. All right, for homework after a while, I would like for you to do number 2. Now let's look at the second line. Here, between a 4 and a 5, your common denominator is a 20. Because 5 is the largest digit. Will 4 divide 5? No. So I sort of make a list. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Will 4 divide 10? No. 5 times 3 is 15. Will 4 divide 15? No. 5 times 4 is 20. Yes. So that's how I came up with the 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 4 is 8. Then you have 15 plus 8 is 23 over 20. That is an improper fraction. How many 20s are in a 23? 1. How many's left over? 3. 1 and 3/20 is your final answer. On this line, I would like for you to do 4 and 6 for homework. Now let's just look at the rest of the page. What I want you to do will be the evens. You will do 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Now let's look at this bottom row here and see it requires just a little more effort. Your common denominator is a 24. 8 times 3 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 8 is 24. 2 times 8 is 16. 18 plus 16 is 34/24. How many 24s are in a 34? 1. How many's left over? 10. And it will simplify because 2 divides 10 and 2 divides 24. I'm going to do number 15, and then I'm going to let you do number 14 or number 16 by yourself. My common denominator between a 12 and a 24. 24 is the largest digit. Will 12 divide 24? It will. So this is a pretty simple problem. 24 times 1 is 24. 17 times 1 is 17. That gets to stay the same. How does a 12 turn into a 24? You multiply it by 2. So you take 5 times 2, and that is 10. You end up with 27 over 24, which equals 1 and 3/24, and that simplifies to 1 and 1/8. All right, so do the evens on this side. Let's look at the other side. Here you're going to do the evens also. The same thing. You have to find your least common denominator whenever you add and subtract. You do not have to do this when you multiply. All right, here they give you examples A and B on how to do problems 2. You're going to be doing problems 2, 4, and 6. All right, you find your common denominators. Instead of adding your numerators, you subtract and then simplify. You're going to do, as I said, the evens 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. That's your part 2 of your homework assignment for today. The even problems. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Have a good day.